7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We getting up there, man. We getting up there, man. No Cooldown. Episode number 44. We're back again this week. Rest in peace, Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's come through and listening. You know what I'm saying? We're back again for another episode. I have the SUDS. I have mad snail disease. I have several ailments that are fictional. I might have grayscale. It is what it is. We're still here doing the podcast because we love this joint, man. I'm that man, Tripp. And of course, I'm always accompanied by my podcast partner in crime on this show, When Easy. How's you doing, dog?
I am pretty stressed, but that's just life. At this point, I can't do anything about it.
The huge inflation. There's I'm about to say recessions and all this stuff. All this randomness, man. It's been a weird weekend change. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But you know what's not weird? But you know what doesn't change? Rating this podcast 5 stars. That never changes, man. If you haven't yet, make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search up No Cooldown. We'll be right there. Make sure you guys check us out on Google Podcast, Stitcher, and of course on Anchor as well, and the YouTube versions at Wotaku channel. That's WOTAKUCHANNEL. November has begun. We're in basically it's gonna be a little bit more of weird scheduling things, but pretty much midway through the month, we're gonna be back on pure regular scheduled programming and stuff. So look out for that. Look out for a whole bunch of content coming from all of our various channels. But without further ado, man, let's take care of the news this week, man. There's been a few stories, been kind of a light week, but still, you know what I'm saying, some interesting things to talk about throughout. But you know what I'm saying, let's get to it, man. You ready?
I'm born ready.
Hey, man, let's get to it then. Let's get to it. 3 stories in the warm up for y'all before we get to the main ones. First, let's you know what I'm saying, 21 gun salute. It is indeed a sad day in the gaming world as one of the biggest aggregators / reporters of gaming news, the entity known as Nebelion. He's officially retired from reporting on Twitter, and the account's getting shut down. He said it was his time. He reported that he wasn't really effectively creating consistent income from his efforts and from his brand, and of course the new change in leadership on Twitter, which we'll get to that eventually, kind of prompted him to say, I'm about to hang it up, bro. I'm hanging up the controller. I'm hanging up the microphone. That's it for Nibel on Twitter, bruh. So, I mean, thoughts on this?
So I saw this, and obviously, first things first, I was like, "Damn, rest in peace to a real one." It was kind of like the homie that you never really met, but you always felt like was the homie. He definitely.
Close to my homie, bro.
He definitely helped a lot of us get through, keep us informed. I mean, I know I used him as a resource 9 times out of 10. You're gonna have to clean that up later. I see. But he definitely was he was a great source of information. He almost every article or every post that I saw them make, it was just facts. It was never anything you never really saw a bias in any kind of way. It was super refreshing. It was just yo, here's the information you need, and go on about your day. You didn't have to click on a link. You didn't have to go through ads, all that stuff. He was just yo, here's the information, go for it. But it also kind of shot him in the foot because there's a reason that there's ads on things like IGN and GameSpot. There's a reason that you have to go click on these links to get more information, is because that's how they generate their revenue. I wish there was a way that we could have supported him. I think he was honestly just on the wrong platform. But Twitter worked well for his kind of style, but it doesn't work well for a livelihood. Not many people can make a living off of Twitter. I don't even know many people who do make a living off of just solely Twitter. Sometimes it kind of falls on us. Maybe we should have, donated to the Patreon, did XYZ. I didn't even know the homie had a Patreon. I never, I wish I would have known, because I could have definitely swung a couple bucks, especially if you giving out quality information like that. But hey, it is what it is. We appreciate him greatly, and he will live on in our memory. Yeah.
In the words of the great football manager Pep Guardiola, we cannot replace it. We can't replace this guy, bro. He did a lot, bro. Every major event, every news drop throughout the week, this man had it covered down to a T. For people that do podcasts like this, I follow him, and a lot of the news story just came from his feed. I was like, oh shoot, that happened. Oh shoot, that happened. If I'm missing a couple days and I'm not on it, I'm not looking at on my list, I looked at the Nebelion stuff, because he was, again, always on it when it came to reporting the major news, reporting, all these, great happenings. He didn't even go too crazy with the leaks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't post leak footage. He didn't do all that craziness that a lot of other, like, sources, reputable or not, they like to, go ahead and jump the gun on so people can get exposed to all that sensitive information. He didn't even go too crazy on that end, which is, like, again, wild for a platform of his size and for the demands of what news reporting is in the gaming industry today. So he walked a fine line. He walked a very, very thin tightrope for so long. And I just gotta salute his efforts, bro. Like, literally, you gotta hang his jersey in the rafters. He is probably gonna be one of the greatest aggregators of news in the gaming industry we'll ever have. Like, to be real, man's shoes will not get filled. And we appreciate him for his time, bro. He provided a lot, man. He provided a lot. So salute. And I can only hope that we find somebody, you know what I'm saying, or I find a way to aggregate news in a similar fashion, at least for me, because I'm not doing it on Twitter, because he didn't get paid for it. I'm not going to do it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But salute to the Bellion, man. Hopefully he finds a very successful venture in his future. All right, moving down to this little deal thing that we saw, actually. So Twitch, basically, they came together with Xbox to spread some love with the Xbox Game Pass, apparently, because from November 3rd to the 11th, you can get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass for free on PC if you buy/gift 2 subs on Twitch. So, I mean, thoughts on this little deal? I thought it was interesting that they, kind of teamed up on this one.
That's kind of cool because, like, two not only is 2 subs on Twitch only $10 for 3 months of Game Pass, which is essentially, like, I think I pay like $16 a month, so like that would be what, $45 value for just 10. And not only that, but you also get to support your favorite streamer. So like you not only get to spread some love, but you also get something in return. I think this is a really cool deal. And honestly, I'm hoping that a lot of people are taking advantage of this because Game Pass is an amazing deal.
Listen, I was not going to participate in the math that one was doing. I was going to nod my head and say yes, but I agree. It's great. It's great value, though, honestly. Again, Game Pass, I don't know if you need, they're just finding more and more, novel ways to get in and just promote themselves in so many different spaces. And it's cool to see for me, just the marketing effort of it. Just like, yo, to gift 2 subs, get some Game Pass, hold that, bruh. And it's crazy. We're also going to talk about Game Pass a little bit later, but how far it's come and how profitable it is now, they have the room to really spread their wings creatively and find different ways to, again, bring in new customers and bring in new people who want to experience the service. And it's a damn good service, especially on PC, especially how they're working to improve the PC version of it. I think it's good stuff, man. This was a smart deal. This was a smart little partnership that they came together on. That was solid.
Yeah.
Word. And on to the last story of the warm up here. This was just the coolest thing I've possibly ever seen. There was this French streamer by the name of Super Zulu X, and he just basically created this 3D Yu-Gi-Oh playing field. And then he put his card down and stuff. He tested the whole thing, and then the monsters actually popped up. So I mean, I think he said he was working on it for like months or years or something like that, and it just worked. Where you put the card down, and the augmented reality shows all the monsters. You put down a blue-eyed white dragon and stuff, and it showed up. Like, it was fire. Like, this is what kids have been dreaming of for years, bruh. How'd you feel about seeing that?
No, that was super sick because I remember having the dual disc and trying to play with the dual disc with the homies, but then you have to walk over. Like, what does your card say? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, that's what it says. All right, cool. Then you walk over. Like, it was stupid, but it was super sick. So I'm happy to see that this happened. I'm surprised that this didn't happen. There were some sick. I think there's a PS2 Yu-Gi-Oh game called Duelist of the Rose that is a very niche Yu-Gi-Oh game. It doesn't even play like regular Yu-Gi-Oh. It plays like a game of chess. It's stupid, but it was really dope because like certain monsters would have 3D models and like you would see them fight, and I'm like, damn, this was sick. Like, I always wanted that in my Yu-Gi-Oh games. And even now that we have a Yu-Gi-Oh game like Master Duel, I'm kind of sad that we don't see like 3D models of the monsters fighting each other, because that was the coolest part about the anime. But I thought that this was sick. I hope that like this becomes a normal thing, especially if you're watching like a Yu-Gi-Oh championship at a locals or something. Like, I just couldn't see why they wouldn't just set up a camera and an AR thing and have it set up that way.
They need to enlist whatever he was doing. They need to commission him money to come set that up at tournaments, bro. He need to, whatever he was doing, if it's not patented, he need to go patent it, and then they need to send him out to all these major tournaments so he can broadcast this and put that on every major platform in the Yu-Gi-Oh space, because that's fire.
1000%, man.
Man, we could have had this if certain billionaires using their money right, but never mind. We'll talk about that later as well, man. We teasing all types of shit today, bro. All types of shit. Anyways, let's get to the main stories of this week, starting with multiverses. We haven't talked about multiverses in a little bit, man. So this week they were back in the headlines as Black Adam made his official debut within the fighting game roster. So when you had some time to see Black Adam in action on the platformer, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on? What's Black Adam offering?
Black Adam is like, imagine if Superman was a brawler. Like, that's the best way I can describe it, because like he can fly, he has the mobility, he's kind of heavy. I don't think he's as heavy as Superman, but it's really fun to play as him because it's straight, like when he does a combo, it feels like a straight up beatdown. The only thing is that, like, I've noticed, and other people have said it, the kill potential isn't always there. Like, the setup game is kind of nasty because you can like redirect lightning at people. You can use like lightning dashes. So like he has like a dash where he'll dash to the left or the right, and I think it counts as a dodge, but he leaves behind like a spark, and like after 1 second it'll hone in on you. So like you'll dash past somebody and the spark will hit them, so you can set some nasty stuff up. He's also got the Pikachu thunder if he does like his thunder ability down, like, you know how like when it comes down, like it's
the straight
it's nuts. He's a pretty fun character. Crazy. I'm excited. I really like it. I think they also teased that we're gonna get a beta version of Ranked soon, so I'm definitely gonna be grinding that game out more because that's what I've been waiting for. I'm tired of Iron Giants cheesing me out and then leaving because they won on Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, yo, run it back. Where's my set? I can't wait. But the game looks really good. The game is in a pretty good spot right now. I'm actually really excited to see what comes next for them.
Yeah, no, 100%. I haven't touched multiverse in a little bit, but I can speak on where they are in terms of just how they've been received in terms of the public, and they've carved out their area. They've carved out the smooth little area where they can still, you know, have viral moments. Like they dropped the Black Adam meme and stuff like that in the game, and everybody was loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like him, like, man, close to the camera, fucking zooming and shit. And people love that, you know what I'm saying? Again, they're you're keeping consistent with their tweaks and, you know, bug fixes and changes and stuff. They have found their area. They found their area, and now they can just use that basis to create moments. And again, with the roster characters that drop, the new characters that drop within the roster in the coming months and stuff like that, they can find a really, you know, good set of moments. And again, they found themselves a good spot. And credit where credit is due, man. They've handled from beta to now, they've handled everything almost to a perfect T. There's very little I can complain about from how, you know, the people have received the game to how they've adapted to how they've, again, supported the game. So, you know, hats off because they've been doing great so far.
No, yeah, I honestly am happy with the way the game has been progressing, and I can't wait to see what's to come. Once they get ranked, man, I can only see the game going up from there.
Facts. They're within a shout, bro, for Developer of the Year. Player First Games, bro. I got you in mind. Developer of the Year. Y'all might be in that conversation for real. So we're going to talk about it, man. But moving on to the next story. So this week seemed to be a really big reflection period for Square Enix, as they provided a statement this week on their strategy for growth. While they basically just said that the Japanese market is no longer enough to achieve the profit that they need. So they're shifting their approach to be more global and fuel more of their presence elsewhere. So kind of a hard pill to swallow for Square Enix, man. They've been on that for a long time, man. But how do you feel about them kind of making this change and realizing this new thing?
I feel like Square Enix had some bangers, no? Like, I feel like they had some really good West Coast. No, wait, I think I might be thinking of Capcom. They had some really good bangers.
They did previously, but they sold half of them joints off. They had Deus Ex, they had Tomb Raider, sold. They had a few more, and then they just sold them. They sold them, or they didn't support them as much.
They didn't. They made Hitman though, right?
I think that was a division of them, yeah.
Because I think Hitman was owned by Square Enix, actually. But I could be wrong though.
At one point.
But Square Enix had a lot of
Montreal had them for a little bit, yeah.
And they didn't.
I think before it went to IO.
They didn't make Bayonetta, right? That's not them. That's Bandai or nothing or something.
No. That's Plat. Right? That's Plat.
Yeah, it is. I think Platinum made it. But they're not owned by. Those are the developers. They're not owned by. No, it was Platinum and Nintendo. Okay. Nintendo published it.
That's just Plat Nintendo.
Okay. I'm just trying to think because like there's so many games that I feel like are Square Enix games but end up not being Square Enix games. Like I know Devil May Cry is Capcom. Vanquish was Platinum, but I don't think was Vanquish. Was that
Vanquish was Plat? Vanquish was.
I know they developed it, but who published is my question. Published Sega. Sega did it. Sega published it.
Yeah, it was Sega.
Because I think Square Enix. publishes
I'm
things
about
too.
to say, yeah. Life is Strange. They had the
Oh
Life is Strange joint.
God, that's
Hey,
their
I'm
mark
just saying.
on the American
Hey,
market.
you just want me to name some stuff off. You wanted me to name some stuff off, bro. That's what I'm doing. All right.
That's funny. But yeah, I think
Shoot.
it's a good idea. I think they just needed to be dedicated to it, really. Like that's just really what it comes down to. Is like you can say we want to like branch out and expand past Japan, which is an amazing idea. Nier, they made Nier. That's why I keep thinking that Nier was a great game. Wow. And they got the Dragon
Guardians of the
Quest games.
Galaxy.
Ooh, oh,
Guardians
they
of the
did make
Galaxy
the
was
Guardians of the
Eidos.
Galaxy.
It was Eidos Montreal and then them publishing.
I don't know. They might have a good. They might have a good foothold. I think they just need to learn how. They need to like either convert some of their franchises to American, like either like not convert Dragon Quest to be American, but either
just trying to make a westernized themes or something like that. Just more westernized more the IPs.
Yeah, if they would want to use some of their existing IPs, but I feel like with the leaps they've been taking in some of their branching out, I think that there's a market for some of this stuff. Like the Life is Strange. If you would have showed me Life is Strange and told me like 10 years ago that was Square Enix, I'm like, why did they make this? Or even Nier. Like I'm like Nier looks like a Bayonetta game. Nier looks like a Capcom game. So it's interesting that they're trying to move into the Western market. I don't think it's a bad idea whatsoever. Like, get your money. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts is super loved over here, but they just need to like put their all into it. Like they need to put their backbone into those franchises. The way like Sega's put their backbone into Like a Dragon, and like it's seen so much life and so much growth now because they're like backing it. You need to treat it like that if you want it to succeed. Especially if you're not making a competitive shooter that's free to play with millions of microtransactions. If you're not making something like that, you got to really put your love into it.
Yep, 100%. And I feel like that's their strategy was. I mean, I feel like again they knew in their head they wanted to make this move, or before they even stated it publicly, they were going to do it because of Forspoken. They wanted to really get up on that early because of how Forspoken shaping up. It's getting more westernized character. The MC, at least, what I'm saying, like from New York. What I'm saying? All that type of stuff like that. The narrative, a lot of characters, kind of just English and voice naturally. So it wasn't, Japanese primarily, and it just adapted over. I think this is kind of the only move for them at this point because Square Enix is getting so big and they're focusing on such bigger projects that you have to move west in that sense. You know what I'm saying? The Japanese market is going to stay forever competitive. It's only getting worse and worse by the week. You know what I'm saying? So many studios making so many games for that market specifically, and the rest of the world kind of just like, we just eat the pickings off of whatever y'all cater to them. You know what I'm saying? But the money trail is everywhere else because, I mean, there's so much more places out there by, natural design and freaking geography. So Square Enix is smart to make that, man. But you see with Final Fantasy 16, it's going to be a little bit more, what I'm saying? I mean, it's like medieval kind of with like a mythical basis. So you see that's kind of more westernized a little bit. You see, again, Forspoken's a little bit more westernized. This is the path that they have to take. what's that one game? Was Scalebound them? Scalebound them was another developer. Hey, if Scalebound was them, I just want to be like, y'all could have brought it back. No, it was Platinum.
Yeah.
I keep confusing that with Platinum. Yeah, never mind.
Me too. That's why I was thinking like it's Bayonetta them. Like it's not.
They be crossing over. But yeah. In any case, I think this is a correct move from Square Enix in terms of them wanting to grow. But now the question is, like Wen said, how much effort are you going to put into these games? Are you really going to put your foot into it, or kind of half-ass it, and we're going to get, some crazy stuff like Babylon's Fall that closes in like a year? You know what I'm saying? It's all about the effort in. So that remains to be seen. And I feel like also I want to point out that they did sell themselves short by selling, Tomb Raider and Deus Ex. Literally two powerhouse westernized franchises that y'all just sold off to Embracer Group because y'all was like, I mean, I guess we don't need them no more. But now you guys want to make more westernized games, and you literally had two easy footholds. Because if somebody makes a new Deus Ex game, they're right back into the fold. Everybody's gonna be wanting it because it's Deus Ex. And Tomb Raider is the same. They take a couple of years off, make another Tomb Raider game. Western audiences already are familiar. They're already hip. So they're gonna drop something good. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be already tuned in. So they're kind of like, they kind of just reset themselves to ground zero in the sense, you know what I'm saying, to point to square one, just because. And, they're going to have a higher hill to climb because of that. So, good luck, but you kind of sell yourself short by selling them franchises, but, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts, but I guess, hey, What do we know? What do we know? You know.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't know nothing, bro. I'm just some random podcast with a do-rag on, man. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. Anyways, Xbox Papa Phil Spencer. He was in a hot seat a little bit this week on an interview where he spoke on some hot topics, including addressing the fact that Xbox hasn't shipped a big first-party game in too long, but he stated his excitement to recoup with the 2023 lineup of Xbox first-party exclusives. The Xbox on PC app receiving a big overhaul in the next few weeks. Xbox consoles that are running at $100 to $200 deficits per unit, and Xbox Game Pass being the only profitable segment. And then the intention, of course, to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation as, quote, as long as there is a PlayStation 2 ship to, similar to Minecraft. So, I mean, we can go through some of these points here. Let's kind of start with the first one, just the first-party drought. Let's talk about that for a little bit, bro.
I kind of always thought that like that was just like Xbox's whole brand. No, I like not to be an asshole, but it's just like I'm not gonna hold you. When Gears 4 came out, I was like, this shit could have been third party. Like I don't know. They don't have the same, I guess, desire for single player experiences like Sony. It feels like, at least, because like Halo dropped, and the first thing that Halo dropped wasn't even the single player, it was the multiplayer. Gears, I feel like a lot of the updates or the love that gets put into that game is multiplayer. It's not like single player expansion. Forza is almost online, is completely online, if I'm not mistaken. I always felt like their desire was always for like multiplayer Xbox games, like, and that's completely fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And making something exclusive, but also making it like, I'm gonna make this game exclusive to Xbox, but I also want a lot of people to play it, doesn't make sense in my mind. But they also have the PC market, so they have that ecosystem. Not having any first person, like, I'm just like, okay, no single player experiences on Xbox. What a like the last Xbox exclusive. Yeah, exactly. Like the last Xbox exclusive that I was really happy, and that was a single player experience, was like State of Decay, and they announced a third game. We haven't seen it yet, so hopefully we get something soon, because like I'm never on the lookout for it, but I'm always open and welcome to it.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. Yeah, I mean, at least what this interview shows me is that he's very well aware of what's going on. And as an Xbox head, I hope you are, but he is very, very well aware of, like, you know, what people are saying. He keep his ear to the streets and stuff. But hopefully the 2023 lineup can really recoup this conversation. I want to see the year's difference after everything's come out in 2023 and he's able to release what he's able to release, you know what I'm saying, as a brand and stuff. And I want to see what the conversation shifts to now after they have their first kind of big slew. Because, I mean, they stumbled out the blocks with this generation because they didn't have anything first party to show off the bat. And that's been a hallmark of Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't had the exclusives to really substantiate how their first party can stand with PlayStations. And that's something they got to fix this generation, you know, as soon as possible. To be real, they got to fix it. So this next year is going to be telling. This next year is going to be telling for how they operate, for how their first party stacks up, and can they even be within the same ballpark as PlayStation? Because we're not going to debate which first party is better. We know the answer, but can they start to make a case for building their category, building their discography up to where it's comparable this generation? That remains to be seen, but we'll figure it out next year, won't we? Xbox on PC app, I won't provide too much commentary except this is well overdue. Hurry the hell up with that, please. I'm about to say that app is very clunky to me. I need a refresh on that. So what?
It's better than what it was, but it's still bad. Like, I remember back when I first got it. No, it's bad. When I first got it, it wouldn't even let me install on different hard drives. They're like, no, it needs to be on the same hard drive that, like, your main hard drive. And I was like, no, I don't want a 90 gigabyte game on my small SD drive that is supposed to only be my operating system. Like, chill out.
They bugging. This app is much needed. I'm glad Phil Spencer did say this, though. He was like, there's a big overhaul coming next few weeks. Thank goodness. The Xbox consoles running at $200 deficit. And Xbox Game Pass being the only profitable segment of Xbox. That was really interesting to me. Expected, but also super interesting. But if you want to talk about, go ahead.
Nah, I just like, I'm not surprised. I mean, like, Game Pass is gas. Like, it's amazing, but like, you don't really see the same kind of love for the systems, unfortunately. Still am not a fan of the Series S. Not the Series X is the expensive one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, still not a fan of the
that's the
Series
smaller
S.
one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I wish they didn't do that for many reasons, but we don't have time for that.
Yeah. I yeah, again, I fully expected we always known that Xbox doesn't make profit off of their consoles. They always, kind of sell them at a loss, which is whatever their price to pay for getting some skin in the game in the console market. So it is what it is. But Xbox being the only profitable segment is like, damn, that's such a success. That's very much a success story. You know what I'm saying? Imagine seeing the Xbox segment at Microsoft. You're like, yo, everything's been red for so long, but oh, green. Oh, you know what I'm saying? This popped up out of the past couple years, just been killing it. And it's the hottest thing in gaming in terms of a service. It's been the hottest thing over the past 4 years. Let's be real. It's been consistently getting better and better, and it's the hottest service we've possibly seen, in the gaming industry. And it's only getting better because Xbox is putting more effort into it. You know what I'm saying? It's the only thing that's profitable, so of course they're gonna do it. Of course, they're gonna drop more. Of course, they're gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? Partnerships on Twitch where you get 2 subs, you get some Game Pass, and invite your friends and get some family plans and stuff like that. It's only gonna get further supported. And from that, we're gonna get so much more value out of it. So long may that continue, because if they're going green, I'm going green. I'm getting games on my PC. You know what I'm saying? I feel great. And the last one right there, the intention to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Now, again, he said we have no intention whatsoever. To reiterate from what all the regulatory people and PlayStation were kind of prophesizing about, he has no intention to get rid of PlayStation, get rid of PlayStation access to Call of Duty. He wants to keep it on there. After a weekend like Call of Duty had at launch, the biggest weekend ever for a Call of Duty, which is insane. You know what I'm saying? At least nowadays. How do you feel about this?
I love the as long as there's a PlayStation to ship to. I always think that's so funny. I feel like it's super disrespectful.
I ain't gonna lie. That's why how he said that too. That's mad. That's veiled right there. He's like, man, listen, if they don't got something to ship, it's crazy.
I think it's funny as hell, because it's like, imagine if somebody invited you to a party and they're like, yeah, man, like if your car can get you to my house, yeah, sure, I can let you in. Like, damn, like what
you saying about my car?
What is he talking about? Like, that's crazy. Why do you have to bring that up? But I think that sure, it's so annoying, bro, because it's really hard for me to care about Call of Duty. Like, it's just against my nature. But I'm like, I guess it's this deep. Cool. I guess we're all playing Call of Duty. But every time I get into a Call of Duty stream, nobody's happy. Everybody's complaining about something. I'm just like, all right, cool.
Also true. That's the minority. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, again, just to kind of put it in perspective, bro. Like, again, 800 million. It sold 800 million first weekend. You know what I'm saying? When Call of Duty's been on a down spiral. Now, call it whatever you want. Call whatever you want, the nostalgia trip, the blah blah blah. People came and bought. They put $70 on the table. They said, "Take my money, I'm playing it." And people actually have been enjoying it more often than not.
Yeah.
From what I see, aside the small little circle of content creator complainers, they just bitch and moan about every little thing that happens in Call of Duty because it's like against their ability to make clips and feeds and whatnot. Outside of that, people have been enjoying it. So to me, no matter how crazy Call of Duty gets slandered, it's still going to be a big piece of the pie in terms of game sales, because every year it comes out, it's going to make a significant amount of money. And, that's something that people can't give up. As Xbox, as Phil Spencer, if I get Activision, why would I be such a dumbass to cut off literally like 30% of my entire, that $800 million weekend, that opening weekend? I would cut off like 30% of that because oh yeah, I don't want to put it on PlayStation. That's literally stupid.
It doesn't make sense.
Literally, that's the most reverse, that's the most opposite business wise move you could ever make. Cut off your supply when the demand is so high. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. So the debate from the beginning of how, he'll take it away on PlayStation, he'll force people to get Xbox, it's stupid to me, because how can you guarantee people go and get an Xbox because of that? There's too many variables in between, people buying Xbox and getting rid of Call of Duty, or, or abandoning PlayStation for Xbox and the brand loyalty. There's too many variables, too many question marks to actually, to feasibly say, listen, we'll just cut off PlayStation. That is what it is. Why don't you just have it everywhere like you do everything else? And again, he said he put it in plain English. He was like, just like Minecraft's on everything else, we're gonna have it on everything else, and we're gonna reap the benefits. We're getting money, so why would we stop that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't think they would ever do it. And I to this day, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But hey, what do I know? I definitely do not care much for Call of Duty. But as you can see,
I just find it funny.
Yeah,
I just find it funny though. I ain't gonna lie. I saw another report today that you can turn off crossplay on PlayStation, but you can't turn it off on Xbox and PC, which is funny. But again, they want parity across everywhere else if it goes to Xbox, but then PlayStation's like adding on all these extra different features and things like that. I was like, so what do you want? You just want dominance, bro.
Yeah.
Like, again, I wouldn't be mad if they took it away, but like, come on, y'all gotta stop. The PlayStation fans, y'all gotta stop bitching. I'm sorry.
Facts.
You're fine. Your toys aren't getting taken away from you, bruh. They're just going to a new owner. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anyways, we got a new look at the dystopian sci-fi FPS game Atomic Heart with a whole lot of action gameplay sequences. I think we spoke on it like a few months ago, actually, when it got first revealed. And now we have a fresh look on it, man. Looks a little bit sharper, you know what I'm saying? A little bit smoother. How do you feel about the latest look of Atomic Heart?
It's definitely still a game that's on my radar. I'm really am just not trying to. It's so many games that are on my radar that it's almost impossible to get them all, but it definitely looks really, really good. It being on Game Pass, easy claps, and it's definitely in February. What a beautiful month to pick. You know, like people are realizing like, hey, maybe we shouldn't put everything back to back. You know what's hilarious? Like I know that this isn't about this. This game looks great, but like Sonic Frontiers comes out November 8th, and I think God of War comes out November 9th. Like why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing this? I would have bought both games, but I definitely am not buying Sonic right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sonic. I ain't gonna lie. You were doing all the right things at one point. You were doing all the right things, and I saw that date, and I was like,
bro,
hey, you know what I'm saying? One of you guys have got to go. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with y'all? Like, I just want to walk into the Sega office. It's like, what's wrong with y'all?
Facts. Like, at some point, people have to be privy, you know what I'm saying, to like awareness. People got to be aware, bro. So listen, same prime example. Drake dropped his album on a certain day out of nowhere, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Boogie, he moved his whole album by like a month. He was on Twitter like, yeah, I had to move my album, bro. Drake was dropping. I couldn't do that. I'm not stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't drop it when Drake's coming through. The God of War Ragnarok's on the 9th. Why would you drop it the day before? Nobody's looking for you.
I'm sorry.
Like, except for like the 8 people in Sonic shoes right now.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking for that.
Everybody's pulling that extra shift on the 8th so they can take off on the 9th. Like, they're not playing their game. I'm sorry. Like, they're preloading God of War.
They're working through the night of your release, bro. That is very poor time. Very poor time. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But Atomic Heart looks good.
It looks really good. It looks really good.
It looked way sharper from the first time we saw it, 100%. And I'm very interested to see how some of the plot things go. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Yeah, same. I'm definitely gonna give it a try.
100%. Moving on to the next story here. PlayStation actually gave us the full rollout for the PSVR2 headset as it is officially set to launch in February 22nd, 2023 for $549 US, with about 11 games being set for the platform so far. It's set to drop early next year. But how are we feeling? How are we feeling about PSVR2?
Dog, is the VR head? I know I'm not looking at this right. The VR headset is not more expensive than the console, right? Like I'm like
crazy.
Is the VR2 like I don't need a PS5 to play? Like I could play it on just the headset? Because like
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
There's a lot of questions I have. Like, can I play without the console? Can I play it on my PC? Can I use it like on a PC? Like I'm assuming the answer is no because it's PlayStation. That extra 50 is cooking me right now because that's a PS5 and more. So man, every PlayStation needs to have some kind of like extra peripheral that nobody really gets, even if it's gas. And this might be that 5. Imagine if you got this and a PS5. You just spent $1,000. You might as well just get a nice PC and call it a day. Like, facts. I just don't see the purpose in all of this.
Nah, that's crazy. I for one am not looking out for this.
No.
You got 11 games and one of them's Astro's Playhouse. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm good. Like if you would have sold it as a headset, like just as like this is a headset made by PlayStation that you can use on PC and shit like that, I'd buy it. That would be a way better selling point because now I can use something for my PC and my PS5. But I'm not buying this if this is just on my PS5. Like I already do not. You blew me on that one, PlayStation.
Facts. There's literally like 8 other. there's 80 other things. This is Oculus. I can do Oculus, whatever. I can do like there's other technology I can apply across the board. Why am I have to be bottlenecked into your technology?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For $549. For $549.
Does this hold battery like the PS5 controllers do? Because I'm gonna play like half a game and then I'm gonna have to recharge it. Like it's
done.
It's not. I don't know, PlayStation.
You want to be plugged into the wall playing like this?
Like, why,
just chilling like this all the time, bro.
Why are we doing this? Like, why? This is why they bought Activision. This is why Activision is off the board for y'all. It's because y'all trying to make headsets happen. Focus. We need to focus.
You need to lock the fuck in before I tweak out PlayStation. Lock in. Oh my gosh, bro. Very, very, very disgruntled. I'm not buying this shit, bro. It's too expensive right now. Give it like 6 years, and then it maybe we'll reconsider it. But it's not ready yet. VR stuff ain't gonna pop off like y'all think it is. I know you're trying to get ahead of the market, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet.
No.
All right, let's keep our thumb on the Sony vein real quick because we got some sales updates this week as the PS Plus service has lost nearly 2 million subscribers since the June relaunch, as Sony points to some reasoning being more third-party game sales and more people going outdoors. So, wearing less and going out more has contributed a strong factor into PS Plus sales drops. But on the other end of things, it was also reported that Sony has had its highest performing quarter ever for subscription revenue, going up 21% year on year in the PS Plus segment. So, I mean, is it a sign to be worried, or, are things going exactly according to plan for them?
I don't think it's the people going outside, Chief. I don't think that's what happened. I don't think people saw the relaunch and were like, whoa, they're changing the tiers. Even though the same tier that they've always been using is still there. And they were like, whoa, they're changing the tiers. I'ma cancel it and go outside. I think people just are not subscribing anymore, bro, because there's not much to subscribe for. I think we need to look at the bigger picture here, Sony. Let's not beat around the bush. Like, they're not hacking on the other team, bro. You're peaking where you shouldn't be peaking. Like, you need let's call a spade a spade. Fix your shit. I am like maybe one of the 7 people who still uses premium 1000% because I keep forgetting to cancel it every month, and then every time I get it, I'm like, I might as well use it so that I don't cancel it. Like, it happens every month. And I would just like to say, I went on there yesterday because I was like, let me download a cool game to play. Couldn't find any. So let's lock in again. PlayStation, let's lock in at the big picture here. Let's stop blaming other shit and let's stop thinking about cool shit that might work out. Let's focus on the video games and the video game services. Let's just figure that out first, because it seems like we've lost our way somewhere.
Let's rein it in. Pull it back in, guys. Let's go ahead and score one. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring it in. I will say this. On one hand, I think that the subscription plans are going exactly how they would have wanted, because I mean, there's a common rule in business called 80-20 rule, and that could be applied to a lot of different sections, where it's like, 20% of your business, I guess, like population or whatever, your business clients, they make 80% of your revenue. So having those loyal, dedicated people are, they're driving because they're going to be in the higher tiers, they're going to pay more for your service, they're more loyal to you, blah blah blah, so they produce 80% of your revenue. 80-20 rule, blah blah blah, that shit. Cool. I think that's a plus for Sony, because they have a very loyal brand. They have very loyal gamers. They have a very loyal fan base, so they're gonna use that more times than not. But I feel like a lagging factor that will play more of an influencing, I guess, role in the years to come is the fact that you lost 2 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they were just kind of held stagnant before that move, before you started making tiers, and then, they looked at the tiers and they weren't really interested, even though it was the same service that they were getting beforehand. It's just the fact that you've provided this, this paywall before the higher tiers and stuff like that, and people don't see the value in it, or they just don't care enough. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give them enough of a reason to care enough about the higher tiers of subscription or staying on a certain level of it to be considered. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's going to play a factor down the line. They have to substantiate the value of it beyond the loyalists. This is the thing. If you want to actually go toe-to-toe with Game Pass, you have to prove the worth of your service beyond what the loyalists of your brand see. You know what I'm saying? You have to really establish why should I care that you have the service here? I don't want to play Stray. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just play Stray day one. You know what I'm saying? That you gave me Stray day one. What a Ragnarok. Oh, I'm not getting that until next year. word, that's crazy. I'm getting this Xbox exclusive day one, that one day one, this one day one, that one the next week. Now they're providing so much value up front. Why, as a casual looking to buy a console, why would I buy a PlayStation service when they're holding out on me when I can go to Xbox and they're giving me so much value right when I press the button to buy? So for the fact that they gained 21% year-on-year growth in the PlayStation Plus segment, good on them. You know what I'm saying? They captured the amount of loyal fans that want to pay for their service long term and experience their old catalog. Cool. But I think they need to be more concerned about those people that they lost and how they're presenting themselves in terms of the value they bring in their service, bruh. Because right now, again, we can say it, you don't got the game substantiate that high of a price. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bruh. You're not doing it. You have such a deep ass catalog in the past, games that are coming out right now, first party that you can put on there that you're not doing. And if you don't put the value up front, if you don't put your money where your mouth is, put the value where your mouth is, you'll get popped. You'll get popped. Xbox gonna keep whooping that ass in this area. That's just me. It's gonna keep happening if you guys don't, fork up the value. Oh, you're muted.
Yep, I own Game Pass and I own PlayStation Premium. The difference is $5, PlayStation being the more expensive one, and the difference in games is night and day. Xbox has way more to offer, and I know that they've been doing it more, so they obviously have a bigger catalog. Doing it longer, but like even things like, for example, EA Play is connected with Game Pass, so there's a lot of games on EA Play that you can play on Game Pass. One thing that's not on PlayStation has Ubisoft, but it's not even all the Ubisoft games. Like Far Cry 6 should be on the PlayStation Premium right now. Like there's no reason Far Cry 6 shouldn't be on that, but it isn't. Every new Ubisoft game, if you want to have this connected with Ubisoft thing, every Ubisoft game should be on that, because there's no point at this point to have a couple. Like it's more money for less stuff. And honestly, I'm not surprised why people didn't keep it. Like I promise you, once I get my life in order, that subscription will be canceled quite soon.
Listen, man, told you, put your money where your mouth is, or get out. That's all I gotta say on that. And this was a late edition. I just wanted to put this in there, baby. But as part of the Mario Rabbids DLC season pass, Ubisoft gave us a teaser on what's to come, and in the third installment of the pass, we got to look at Rayman. He's making an entrance late 2023, man. My question that I wrote down in notes is thoughts on this when specifically. This was just for when. How do you feel?
I think that I hate Ubisoft so much just because, like, out of all the franchises that they did well, I think the two Rayman games that we got, just the two, were some of the best games they have put out in a long time. I was playing Far Cry 6 this morning, actually, and I was like, this game is super mid. Like, this is 1000% mid. I'm playing it. It is not bad. Doesn't run as well as I would want it to. Doesn't have really, like, and a lot of it is just Like, I'm playing it, I'm like, wow, this game did not improve from Far Cry 3 to Far Cry 6. It's been 10 years between those two games releasing, and we have not moved that much forward. I played Rayman Legends yesterday, and I'm like, this game is still good today. My girlfriend is playing it with me. We're literally having a blast, and I'm like, wow. They could have just released this with new levels, and I would have ate it up. We all would have loved it. But instead, we get the Rabbids games, which are not bad. But when you put Rayman in my face, like, you show me that you didn't forget, but you're playing with me now, because this isn't a platformer. This is a strategic shooter. Ubisoft, I wish nothing but the worst for you, and I've already wished nothing for the worst for you. So now I wish nothing but the worst for you squared. Like, I just don't want you guys to feel happy ever times two. Like, you guys are pissing me off.
That's all we came for, folks. That's a wrap. I don't even need to say no more words, man. That's perfect. That's perfect right there, man. Anyways, moving on to the Shayla Trove, the section where we talk about more watchable media. We only got 2 stories on this week. But first, we got news that the Sausage Party, that adult-themed food movie, is coming back for an 8-episode sequel series on Amazon Prime Video. It was confirmed by Seth Rogen and, of course, a couple of different news sources this week. How are we feeling about this?
Yo, man, Seth Rogen is carrying Amazon Prime Video.
This man getting money. This man getting money on there.
This man brought The Boys to them, and then they were like, "Yo, you want to keep making stuff?" He's like, sure." And then did that laugh, and that's it. Like, it's funny. I haven't seen all the way through Sausage Party. I feel like I haven't been cooked enough to really enjoy the quality. My friend who loves animated like Disney movies and stuff watched the whole thing. She did not know what it was about. And it was hilarious when she told me, I watched Sausage Party. And I was like, oh no, what? And she was like, but I had to finish it. And I was like, why did you? It was hilarious. It was literally like, I knew what the movie was about. And I'm like, I can't believe people are like upset. When the movie came out, people were upset. They're like, kids might watch it, or people who don't want to see it might watch it. I'm like, that's not going to happen. And then it did. And it was hilarious.
There it is. There it is. The unintended audiences, man. That's the best part. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. But I don't care. It might be funny. It might not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was like, yeah, you know, I'll support what Seth Rogen does. Shout out Seth Rogen, man. Seth Rogen actually making a killing out here. Respect. But otherwise, I'm not looking for no damn fruits, veggies, and meats. You know what I'm saying? Getting it down, doing the nasty for 8 episodes. I'm not particularly looking for it, but it might be funny. So who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Shoulder shrug. Anyways, on to the last story of the trailer trove. It feels like a coin has been tossed through my heart this week as Henry Cavill officially announced his departure from the Witcher series on Netflix and will no longer play Geralt. Now, there's been a lot of reports and previous points about the news suggesting that creative differences might have played a factor alongside his upcoming schedule and DC projects might be as well. But nonetheless, with his departure, Netflix has recast Geralt as Liam Hemsworth will now take the role and lead on from season 4 in the star role as The Witcher. So how do you feel about this?
I think I might have made this joke already, but like if in the show at the beginning of the season, like we see Geralt and they're like, "You're not Geralt, you don't look like him." If he doesn't say something along the lines of like, "I was hunting a witch and she hit me with like the spell of recast" or something like that, like I think that would be the perfect way to segue like, oh, a new casting of this guy.
Jaskier would totally say some shit like that.
You know what I'm
Jaskier
saying?
would totally say
like that's I think that's the best way about going about it. As for the Witcher franchise, it's funny, I've only seen season 1. I was planning on watching season 2, but I wanted to read the books first, but then I found out that they don't really give a fuck about the books, so maybe I don't even need to read the books first. So I was gonna watch season 2, but now that Henry's not gonna be there, I'm like, man, why do I even want to watch this show? Like, what's the point? Like the homie's gone. The main purpose of the show is gone. So I was just like, whatever, I guess. Like, I don't even think it's the Superman thing. I think it's more along the lines of the showrunners just not wanting to make a Witcher show, just wanting to make their own show.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you guys did cool. But the main reason I watched The Witcher is for Henry Cavill, honestly. Because I was like, oh shit, he's The Witcher. You know, he played Witcher games. He's a big fan of the series, and he did a really good job of portraying, Geralt. Honestly, nuanced fucking character, and he tried to put as much of himself and the book Geralt into the screen as possible. And I feel like that's what a lot of people, maybe wanted, but maybe the showrunners weren't honestly there. And again, it doesn't really help when, again, you have all these reports saying the showrunners of The Witcher didn't read the books and he didn't care for the books. And then now the one director who was there and left, he was like, yeah, and now a requirement, you have to read the source material before you even step into the writer's room, which is, when you put all these facts together in the can, you're like, yo, this is a tall can of this is some bullshit here. This is crazy. So basically, I'm just kind of done with The Witcher now. My main reasoning for watching it was done. You know what I'm saying? The last vestige of keeping this joint connected to any of the books in the series whatsoever is gone. So I don't have any more incentive to be there. And Liam Hemsworth in there, I might watch the first episode just to see how it is, man. Because I need a good laugh. I need a good laugh, bro. I need Thor brother saying some Thor quotes. I need to say some Thor quotes, bro.
It's just nuts. Like I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking to myself like, well, I could just read the books now at my own speed, because that was the only thing that was really pushing me to read the books, just so that I could catch up to the show. But I'm just kind of like, all right, well, it's like the same reason I never watched the second season of The Get Down, because like I watched the first season and then they canceled the show, and I was like, well, what's even the point? Like
the worst thing anybody could have done ever in existence.
Especially when you cancel the show And of course, the show isn't canceled, but to me, it basically is.
Yeah.
Especially when you make such a big decision before the show's actually finished. Like before they're given the notice, like, yo, this will be the last season of Henry Cavill, so use him to the best of your ability. Like when you do it between seasons, you gonna have to do a patch job. I'm good. I don't know, man. I want something else.
It kills so much momentum, honestly, to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But, yeah. We hardly knew ye. I will toss a coin in your memory. Thank you, Henry Cavill, for your service. But I mean, he's doing DC shit. He's back at Superman. So honestly, soul for a soul. I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
We got Superman back. It's pretty gas.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe it didn't all bad. It didn't all bad. You know what I mean? I'll give up one series for another. It's fine. But anyways, let's talk about probably the biggest story from this week. I guess the dreaded moment has come. Elon Musk is running the show on Twitter now, y'all, and it feels like we're moving like 1,000 miles per hour. As changes are just being reported on. Listen, oh boy, a lot of things are changing out in this bitch. So we've heard a couple of things so far with a whole bunch of different wholesale changes and teams, and the teams being dissolved and him being the sole director of whatever and stuff. We heard about a lot of different things. We've heard about Twitter verification badges now going to cost $8 a month coming soon. We've heard about potential content paywalls for select user videos on the app, paid DMs, and so much more. So, I mean, with Elon Musk now at the helm, how do you feel about Twitter?
Twitter is gonna be super fucking dead in a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man, it's just I haven't seen one good thing that Elon Musk has made. And this is like including Tesla, because like now that we have TikTok and people are like going viral, like you see so much more information now because it's not really like any kind of algorithm. Things just kind of blow up. I now know Tesla suck. I know the motherfucker didn't make PayPal. I know the motherfucker doesn't do a lot of shit. He just kind of owns this shit. And the fact that like he's super hands-on with, well, at least seems to be super hands-on with Twitter, this shit's gonna suck big time, because like, one, ain't nobody paying $8 to be verified. I've been seeing a lot of information about this. $8 a month, bro. $8 a month to be verified. On top of all that, they were Elon, I think, tweeted out something along the lines of like, this will create a new stream of revenue for Twitter, which will help which will help pay its creators. Which, like, if you're paying me, like, people on Twitch don't pay to be on Twitch. They don't pay to be partner. They generate revenue by getting subs and things like that. Why would it be like, imagine you gave me a $20 paycheck for my viral tweet, and then you're like, I'm gonna need $8 back though, so that you can stay verified. So like, what? That doesn't make sense. You're not paying nobody, Elon. You didn't become a billionaire paying people their right wages. Let's spit facts here.
Let's keep it tall.
Like, come on now. And then the fact is like, yeah, I wanna pay my creators. I wanna treat them right. And then you told people that like the implementations of all these things on Twitter, you gave them a week to do it or they would be fired. You think that guy wants to pay you a fair wage for? Yeah, okay, suck my dick, bro. I might have to like start the Facebook back up. I might have to dust that bad boy out. Like, all these services suck now, dude. Catch me on the Reddit forums, I guess, bro.
I'm dead. Nigga, we about to be streaming on Omegle.
Bro. Bro, we're gonna be on Friendster.
Facts. We taking it back to Tumblr, bro. They announced NSFW stuff back this week, so we here. I'm about to say we're running it back. What I'll say about Twitter is so from what I've heard, apparently he's incurring some debt to take on Twitter. He's got to like basically just he's trying to make Twitter profitable. So literally, it's clear as day. He's trying to make pay streams and pay avenues so Twitter can be profitable and he can have some retention on his app where people stay and create content and do all this other bullshit. He's messing with a very thin and finite ecosystem, a very sensitive ecosystem that will definitely break if he implements even one thing that's like kind of off the wall crazy. $8 a month to keep your identity, basically, for verified people so they can let you know who's who. $8. You know how hell will break loose on so many different fronts: troll accounts, spam accounts, sports reporting accounts, game reporting accounts. Anybody who's verified as their own person, they're all screwed. Official what's it called? Official company accounts. Any official company account. Somebody can have Wendy's with like a slightly shifted S. You know what I'm saying? They can be verified too, and nobody's gonna notice it off the eye. People can get scanned left, right, and center. You're inviting a lot of BS on with $8 a month. That's kind of crazy. for the fact of them trying to monetize it, it is what it is. I don't know what the impact of it is going to be, but I'm just telling you, this is not a good sign. Him moving how he's moving, trying to get people fired, dissolve teams, trying to get stuff implemented within a week. This is a slippery slope to the bottom of the barrel of apps. Twitter has somehow made it through periods of the worst like fuckery known to man. You know what I'm saying? And they've somehow still survived up to this point. And Elon Musk could just he could wipe it all out in like a week with this type of stuff, man. So I think might be some dark days ahead for Twitter, man. I might have to really look into some apps, man. We gotta get the WhatsApp group, man. Yo, Clubhouse, we back on. Clubhouse, we back on.
It's just nuts because it's the Twitter worked because Twitter was so different from every social media. I can't even say like the Kanye tweet, like the Kanye thing where it's like, I like some of the Elon Musk because there's nothing Elon Musk has done that I like. Yeah. It's like I don't like any of the Elon Musk things. What does he know about Twitter?
Cut to the half. What does he know?
Like, come on now. He just uses it. Not well either. Like he does like if you give him a brand new account. Give him a brand new account and let him try to troll people the way he trolls people on his regular account, bro. He's getting cooked, bro. He's getting dragged. It's because he has like these fanboys
right now.
You know what I'm saying? He's getting
dragged right now. And you know what I'm saying? He's still getting dragged.
And he be thinking he be cooking. Cooked. Like, bro, no, it's the same 17 dudes with like 100 accounts each piping you up. You're getting cooked, my boy.
Bro, money doesn't change you. It only amplifies who you are.
Yeah.
And we can see clearly. He's a goofy ass nigga. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it a He's a goofy.
He's goofy,
man. He's a goofy. Let's keep it tall, man. And it's not boding well for Twitter, bro. It's not boding well for Twitter, man. That's tough days.
I'm about to just start texting people my thoughts. That's what I'm gonna start. I'm gonna text everybody in my contacts, just like you.
SMS. Message to all friends and recent players. This joint on Twitter was crazy.
Like that's exactly how I'm gonna start treating things. I'm gonna have to block Charles because if he does the same thing, I'm gonna be getting horny to me. So I'm gonna be like, yo, what does this mean?
Yeah, what you texting me, bro?
Oh man.
Oh snap. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, man. Moving on to the next story. The rumor mill is at it again, folks, with some thoughts that Eidos Montreal are at work in early development on the next Deus Ex game. Now, this comes alongside the news that Eidos Montreal is at work on a brand new IP and also in partnership with Xbox over developing some titles in the future, like the next Fable game. So, I mean, thoughts on Deus Ex coming back around, man?
Shut this shit down, bro. Just shut it down. Don't you bring Deus Ex back when this shit sucked. I swear to God, I don't think it's going to, but I love Deus Ex.
That's the fear. That's the fear talking.
No,
I agree.
I feel like Hawkeye in Endgame, where it's like, don't you do this? Don't you give me hope?
Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
I mean, it's cool. The only issues I ever had with the Deus Ex games is I felt like they gave you all this cool robot shit, but they gave you like 3 batteries to do it, and like you can't even like recharge the bat. Like that shit sucked so much to me because I'm like, bro, I want to punch through all the walls. What do you mean I can only do it 3 times during this mission? But I think that it'll be a good game. I hope to see more Deus Ex games, honestly. I just don't want to see it come out whack. But if we come out mid, like if you give me a mid Deus Ex game, you get at least a sequel with me. Like if that shit is mid, I'll try out the sequel too. Like I'll see what happens.
I ain't gonna lie, a mid Deus Ex game beating somebody's best. I'll keep it above. Deus Ex is a very underrated series in totality. Good. Very underrated. So listen, I'm just saying, as long as they can map out the timing, because apparently they're working with Xbox, they got a whole new IP on the way. If you can work on the timing and make sure y'all give enough love and TLC to this series, you know what I'm saying, to Deus Ex, because it deserves it. It deserves the limelight. It's been overshadowed for far too long. If we gonna keep it a buck, it's been I'm about to say, what was it? Mankind Divided. It was overshadowed like hella.
No, it was.
I ain't gonna lie. People in passing like years later was coming back to it. They was like, oh yeah, this joint crazy. Like they're just now figuring it out. Like the Deus Ex needs a proper rollout from, again, the TLC in development and production all the way down to the marketing to really make this a huge game. And Deus Ex, I think, always pushed the limits, of whatever generation it was in, at least, technically, graphically, whatever you want to say. And this should be no different. This should be one of those things is like almost like, again, that and Crisis level, which is like pushing the envelope in terms of like fidelity and what you want, whatever you want to deliver in terms of the experience. So if y'all make a Deus Ex, take your damn time, please. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I ask. All right. Moving on to some content hardware news. Elgato today literally just revealed the world's first 4K 60 webcam, aka the Facecam Pro, coming with a boatload of features and cinematic effects. Has pretty much the largest lens ever put into a webcam in history. True 4K 60, a camera hub, and Stream Deck compatibility. Thoughts on the 4K 60?
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. If you're somebody who I was gonna say like me, this is not like me. If you're somebody who doesn't really care much for cameras like DSLRs and things like that, but you want that nice quality camera like mine, like I think that this is the best cop for you. It's super excuse me. It is very advanced. You can also like the amount of things that you can do with just the regular face cam, like zooming and all these kind of settings that you can control from your computer is amazing. On top of that, it's gonna be 4K 60 and you can do all those things, but on a better camera. Like it's insane. Elgato, obviously, not any bias here, you know, just making some of the best products out in the game. Definitely. Shout out to Elgato. No real bias or anything, you know, but it just goes to show that, you know, they have what the people want, because there are a lot of people right now who I remember having the conversation of like wanting to upgrade their webcams, but not having the webcams to upgrade to, because they're like, should I just get the C whatever? Like, should I just get a regular webcam? But I don't really want to look into cameras because they're expensive. You need dummy batteries. You need to do XYZ. Like I have a battery. Every time I'm live, I have a battery charging up just in case my battery in my camera dies. And that's something that I always have to keep aware of, because like that's just the life that I chose, because I love my DSLR. I love taking to places. If you're not somebody who is super camera heavy or a camera like somebody who wants to have that big expense, you don't need that. Yeah, like my camera cost me like close to $2,000. That's why I use my camera. Yeah. But like, if you're somebody who doesn't want to spend that much bread on a camera, yo, get yourself this webcam. It'll probably be the last webcam you ever need. It is a great investment.
Facts. And again, for me, who is on the precipice of upgrading their setup, I literally have to do some work and like break this whole thing down and reset it up again. I have a webcam in my possession. I have a couple webcams in my possession, but I don't think I'm gonna go into DSLRs like just yet. I think I'm still a little bit away, but for me, this is the perfect middle ground, because eventually I know in my head I want a multi-camera setup. And again, all the functionality that they provide and like Stream Deck capabilities, the multicam functions, all that stuff, acquiring something like this is easy for me, because that could be my main camera, and then I'll have another face cam, and I have another like secondary face cam off there, a third camera somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That fits into my setup perfectly, and then just having the quality, you know what I'm saying, off rip in something so simple. And again, that plus the compatibility with Stream Deck and stuff, so you can do all this different pans, cameras, all this stuff like that. You can basically tweak it to whatever setting you want. That actually really enticed me, because I want to be able to have access and simplicity to all my stuff. I want to be able to like control my stuff from as little number of places as possible. You know what I'm saying? I want to only have like maybe 2 or 3 outputs where I control everything max. That's like my ideal setup. I want to have minimal overhead where I'm actually like, turning this knob and stuff like that. I look like a World War II dispatcher, plugging stuff and putting it back in. I don't want all that. I want simplicity. So having that connected Stream Deck stuff is a game changer for me. So it looks really good. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely not sponsored by Elgato, but you know what I'm saying? You can check that link, you know what I'm saying? Elgato.com/all4growth. Where is it? Come on, light. Focus. There it is. There it is. All right, anyways. No, it's solid though. Honestly. Unbiased opinion. It's solid though.
No, 1000%.
All right. This was an interesting story next up here. Apparently, one of the directors of animation for God of War Ragnarok, Bruno Velasquez, he stated that Ragnarok didn't push the depth of PS5 capability as Sony Santa Monica aimed to try and achieve the best possible experience for PS4. So a little bit of a holdback in essence. How do you feel about that?
So let me just I just want to confirm something. Is Ragnarok going to be on the PS4?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that sucks. And it's not even like I understand a lot of people are like, whoa, I still own a PS4. I don't have a PS5. I get it. And I really think that if the PlayStation 5 had a better release, or the Xbox Series X had a better release, we would be in a better position. Yeah, like me and you personally, like this is I'm talking to the peons who still own PS4. No, I'm kidding. No, but like if you didn't get your hands on a PS5, cry about it. No, but seriously, if you did get your hands on a PS5, it sucks because like it was a horrible release. Like, but you know, global pandemic. Like, what can you really do about that?
Yeah.
So the issue is that the reason that it's annoying because it's not just the PS4's fault either. Because I think there was an interview or a tweet by one of the heads of Rocksteady or one of the old heads of Rocksteady that said that PlayStation, that one of the consoles that was holding back the next gen of consoles isn't current gen, but it's the Xbox Series S. And the reason for that is because the Xbox Series S is a weaker Xbox that you still can play all the new games on, and that's how it was marketed. So I remember when they were stating that certain games they can't do everything they want in certain games because you can't release on the Xbox Series X without also releasing on the S. And that is the problem. So they have to dump certain things down. And if you're making something for an Xbox and PlayStation, you're not going to make a separate PlayStation version that's better. You're just going to create the same thing for both and copy and paste it over and make sure that it works on the S and maybe throw it on the PS4 if you really want to. That's kind of the problem, is that we have these older generations holding us back. And it wouldn't be an issue if like they release separate versions, but they don't. They make one version that works on all of them because that is the easiest way of doing it. It's the most money conscious. And eventually they're going to release God of War Ragnarok, the definitive edition. And it's going to have the higher res. It's only going to be on PS5. And then we're going to be like, whoa, this is how we should have played the game. But we didn't because they released it, the cornier version first so that we would buy it twice.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate cycle that we're in. Again, there's so many different, pitfalls to where the console generations ended up in the first 2 years, of course, with COVID happening and stuff, all this, logistics, supply chain, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But speaking outside of that, it still sucks that we're being held back by previous console generations. I'm going to keep it a buck. We need to set like an actual, time lapse. Given all constraints are solved, given the supply chain is there, given everything is there, and it's not like a crazy global disaster, we need to have an actual time period of when old consoles really need to stop being catered to. Is it like halfway through the cycle? Is it 4 years? Is it 3 years? Is it 2 years? Is it 1 year? We got to find out. For me, the sooner the better. The sooner the better, bro. Get rid of it. If that's gonna stand in the way from an elite, next gen, like really truly next gen performance, get rid of it. But I know that's not how business works. It is what it is. Just my heart dreaming. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still have PS4, so you still have to cater to that. Just know you guys are gonna have a really tough time when it sounds like a JetBlue flight is taking off in your back room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all have a great time with that. All I'm saying is get your money up, not your funny up, baby. Get your money up, not your funny up. All right. That's all I got though. I'm comfy right here. It's nice. But yeah, nah. I mean, it is what it is. But it's honestly, it's tough. It's tough. All right, moving on to the penultimate story of this podcast. Ubisoft dropped the official announcement of Project Invictus, aka the Assassin's Creed standalone multiplayer experience within AC Infinity. And to bolster the ranks, a new team of developers were assembled, including a group of For Honor veterans to get the project rolling. What are your thoughts on this?
I would have preferred that they got that group of For Honor veterans to make another For Honor. I think I would have been way sicker. I just don't care enough about this project, man. I just don't care. It could probably be super sick. I don't even know if I'll even try it because it's just very much not up my alley whatsoever. I know that people really enjoyed the multiplayer experience for the Assassin's Creed games. I wanted some co-op Assassin's Creed experience, but then I bought Unity and that's what I got. So I hope for the best for this. I'm not excited. If they would have said we got people together to make a Rayman game, this would be a completely different conversations. But they like to laugh in my face, or even get people together to fix Roller Champions. But here we are. That's the thing that sucks, is that like I'm looking at this multiplayer experience that they're like, oh, we're gonna bring this into the limelight. I still remember playing Roller Champions and not getting into any games after they made it cross-plat. And that doesn't even make sense. How do you make it so that everybody on all the platforms can play together? And I have played with less people because of it. So, yeah, and I don't even know if that's been fixed yet. So we'll see how much love and care they give to this game, or if it's just gonna be another quick cash grab like Hyperscape.
I personally hope not. Honestly. For my personal stance, I hope they don't. Like Assassin's Creed multiplayer is one of the underrated gems of previous generations of gaming, especially the 360 era, Brotherhood and stuff like that. Multiplayer was amazing. You know my stance on that. So I hope that this is a real thing, and I hope that we can really just hunker down and make this a good experience. Honestly, I don't. You can get a buy on all these other Assassin's Creed experience that you got going on. I don't care as much. This multiplayer though, I think needs to hit, to be real, to really get people to numbers back on your side for Assassin's Creed, and people hear about it. Again, I feel like the later generations and younger gamers don't know an Assassin's Creed multiplayer like that because they haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of it since what? Origins when they got rid of it? I can't even remember, but that was years ago. You know what I'm saying? So this generation of gamers don't have that basis. So introducing them to that and reintroducing some of the older gamers to that could be a perfect storm where you get some more traction on the Assassin's Creed brand from it. So, it could be a good opportunity. And then for the For Honor veterans coming in, I think that's a really good deal. I think that's a really smart move. They're, again, experienced in multiplayer. For Honor's been getting better and better since it released. But again, it's been one of those things where it has a niche audience, but it wasn't really in the limelight. But from what my brother used to play like all the time, I used to end up playing with him sometimes. Like it got better and better almost every update. Like it was a solid game, and it still is a solid game. So that's a good move. Again, a For Honor 2 would also be nice, but that's beside the point. I just think that oh my gosh, wow. I'm live recording a podcast, but that was nice. All right. It's my parents' anniversary, so she came in with a dress. That looks nice. I'm about to say when say she looks nice.
She looks nice.
Oh no. Oh yeah, she looks nice. Okay. Oh my goodness. And look, oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh. There
she looks
she
nice.
is. Okay. Yeah. The perfume too. Man, I'm saying move. Oh my. Anyway, I lost my damn point. See, that's where I get it. It's the braggadocious shit. I get it from her. I get the braggadocious shit from her. She loves to show off. I get that bullshit from her. Anyways, I think Invictus again, it's a good idea if executed correctly. If executed correctly, this could be a really, really good idea. But it's Ubisoft. So we have to temper our expectations because it's Ubisoft. So with that being said, we just gotta hold off, man. Keep your hands, you know what I'm saying? Keep your hands in your pockets and just watch how they work on it. So we'll see what happens in Infinity. All right, word. Anyways, on to the last story. So we reported on this rumor a little bit ago. We definitely called it. But it's officially been announced that Marvel and EA have penned a 3-game deal and will collaborate on 3 different projects, with one being the upcoming Iron Man game. So I mean, thoughts on the partnership and thoughts on what games could be coming. I know we talked about this a little bit in DMs too. You gotta tell what the EA stands for.
I don't care. That's like the nicest way I could put it, is like I just don't see it being good. And the reason I say that is because Respawn is already carrying the entire Star Wars franchise on its back. They cannot do the same for, like, this is the problem. What I think that happens with EA is that they get a good studio and then they kind of make them do everything. So they keep expanding it and like just spreading them out and hoping that the people who work there can teach other people to be just like them. And then we get a bunch of like not good shit. I don't know what more Respawn could do to carry EA, because I mean, look at the state of Apex, and I think that the state of Apex is very connected to the way that Respawn has been used to make everything else in that company.
Yeah.
So
they got pimped out high key. I didn't gonna lie.
Like honestly, and I feel like the same thing happened with DICE. Like I don't think the DICE that made games today are the same DICE that made games in Battlefield 3 or 4.
100% not.
It's insane, and I don't even know like what could they make. Maybe a Captain America game. Like I could see that in the works. Even then, like I don't even know if I would want to play a Captain America game, because it's not like Batman or like it's you gonna throw the shield, it's gonna be cool, but then that's it. You're gonna do hand to hand. Maybe Cap pulls out the M16. Who knows? It could be like a World War II Cap, where he still used the guns and shit. I'm just not really excited for an EA single player experience as I once was. Like I mean, it can't be worse than Square Enix's Avengers, but honestly, I don't even think that that's true, because they could be worse.
I don't know what to say, bro. Listen, this worries me, but also kind of excites me. Listen. If they handle this correctly, which there's a high chance that they will not, this could go very, very poorly. They have 3 different games. You know what I'm saying? One is definitely that whole. I was about to say, Pop's turn. They interrupting the flow. I was about to say, oh my goodness. Listen, I'm not giving you that leg. Can you please close my door back? Listen, it's their anniversary today, so I'm giving them credence. All right, I'm giving them happy anniversary to my folks, though. Shout out to them, I love them. What's it called? EA. Okay, EA literally have a fine line that they have to run. Iron Man game, there could be some potential there. I will say this. There's a lot where they can go wrong, but if they pick up certain things, they could have a chance at winning. I said this in the DMs too. If the Iron Man game somehow picked up, like, Anthem's flight systems and stuff like that, they have a good basis, but they just have to work on everything else. You know what I'm saying? If I say maybe the second game, a lot of people rumored it to be a Black Panther game. If that one could get Monolith Studios, again, I'm pretty sure they have work on the Middle Earth franchise, the Middle Earth series, Shadows of Mordor and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they get them for a Black Panther game, that game might go crazy because it played fantastically well. Those games played fantastically well, and I can 100% see T'Challa being in that type of same game system. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it could go well. As for the third game, listen, Rise of the Imperfects, that could be a cool. You know what I'm saying? I could throw some Imperfects back in there. You know what I'm saying? It could be some cool stuff around, but I don't know. I don't care what third game they make, honestly, until we actually see it. I couldn't have a guess today. I'm not gonna put my tinfoil hat on this time, but I will say this. They have to have some type of lifeline, but I can see signs of EA giving it to the right people at the right time. It's just if they actually can make that happen and pull the trigger. And I don't know if they can do that fully. I don't know, but I'm going to have hope. I believe in them. I believe that they can actually pull something around because Disney and Mickey Mouse will possibly kill them if they don't. So, hey man, they're under the microscope now. They got Marvel on them. They got Marvel and Disney on them. You know what I'm saying? They did decent with Star Wars. I mean, but that was Respawn. But still, something could happen, bro. They're placing all this emphasis on single player experiences. They might have to do something right, like by force. By force, they have to do something right.
Yeah, I'm like looking for people. I'm like looking for games that they could possibly make. A thought popped into my head. I was like, what if they did Marvel Ultimate Alliance, right? Like, what if they did a 4th installment? But the people who did the third one
came out recently.
Yeah, that one was published by that one was published by Nintendo, which is the reason. But I was like, maybe the other ones were like the second one was published by Activision. It's kind of jumped around a little bit. I was like, maybe they could do some Ultimate Alliance, something similar to Ultimate Alliance. But even the people who made the third one, that was developed by Team Ninja, which is Koei Tecmo. Wait, doesn't EA have a relationship with Koei Tecmo?
I feel like they do.
Didn't they do like a Hunter game that's coming out soon?
Oh yeah, Wild Hearts. I think that was the one.
Hey, this might be a bit of a stretch. Some would say a big leap. But if they make Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4, hey, you heard it here first. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I'm saying they are cool with Koei. They did make the last one. I don't know. And you know what's crazy? That was developed by Team Ninja. I think, does EA not own Team Ninja now? Or am I wrong?
Nah, that's Xbox. I think Xbox owns Team Ninja.
Yeah. I think Xbox owns Team Ninja.
But Team Ninja's Koei Tecmo.
Okay,
right?
That's their parent company. Does EA own? Yeah. Hold on a second. Does Microsoft own?
This is live research, baby.
No, this is live research. Hold on. Do they own Team Ninja? And officially announced Ninja Theory. They don't own Team Ninja.
Oh, Ninja Theory.
That's the difference.
Ninja Theory.
If they own Team Ninja, I was like, listen.
Yeah,
EA has partnership with Microsoft. Microsoft owns Team Ninja. Team Ninja made Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
We didn't have to leave that far.
That was a little bit too far.
We overshot it a little bit, but it's all good. I'm about to say, but still, Koei Tecmo owns Team Ninja, and Team Ninja does work with EA. So I mean, and they got free reign for Marvel.
They got. I don't know. It's. I can see it. I
don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, I'm just saying I don't want to fully count out EA. EA's done some wrong in the past, but given the right direction, they can make gold. They can make gold. So I'm not gonna count them out fully. I'll count them out some, but not all the way.
Facts.
All right. Word. But that's all we got on the podcast notes for the week, man. It's a pretty light episode. We got some topics out of there, man. It's been a different week, man. It's been a different week. But anything that we might have missed, anything that we might have not have covered?
Not that I can think of as of right now, no.
Yeah, no. For me, I also saw some of the castings for like that what's it called? The Agatha Covenant Chaos stuff. I saw Aubrey Plaza just got cast in there. Aubrey Plaza is fantastic. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Aside from that, yeah, we chilling, bro. We chilling. Anime dropping and stuff like that. I need to go catch up on a bunch of shows, like still. But we here. Oh yeah, trailer. Oh my goodness, Vinland Saga season 2. Ooh, 2023.
I'm super close to finishing that anime. So I'm gonna finish that and then I'm gonna watch it. But I'm like super close to finishing it.
Ooh. When I tell you right now, that show was fantastic. And when you finish it, call me. But Vinland Saga season 2, you see the look on my face with no eye Daredevil vibes. This is fantastic news. Fantastic. I need it now.
It looks good. It looks good. One thing, I don't know if I think we might have said this, but like it definitely snuck up on me. I just realized that Midnight Suns comes out in December.
Oh my gosh, does it?
Yeah, like see, so okay, so maybe we didn't cover it on here because like I was driving past GameStop and they said it was dropping on the 9th of December. So like,
oh damn.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
That took me out of the way, but I'm gonna have to look up some gameplay because I don't think I remember. I mean, I might have seen some gameplay, but I probably can't remember it. But
I know. The last thing I remember, they dropped the season pass thing.
Yeah, actually, it drops on the 2nd of December. Never mind, I lied.
Second? Oh damn, that's even tougher. I ain't gonna lie.
That's close to Callisto Protocol, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. I might get this.
Day.
I might get this. Damn. Ooh, this is tough. That's crazy because this is a game made by 2K. Man, Marvel's just throwing it to people. Square Enix got a Marvel game and like 2K got them.
You get an IP. You get an IP. You get an IP. You get like, somebody take it. Crazy, bro. I think that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's all I got, man. But yeah, shout outs to everybody that came through, listen to the podcast. Make sure you guys rate this joint 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search up No Cooldown, you'll see us there. Check us out on YouTube as well. Wotaku channel, WOTAKU channel. Any closing notes before we get up out of here, Win?
Drink your water and stay safe.
Factuals. Make sure y'all stay safe. Make sure y'all tell y'all people y'all love them out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, again, I double down on staying safe. This is a wild ass time we live in, but you know, you got people that love you, man. So make sure y'all keep it chill. Make sure y'all mind y'all business, drink y'all water, do y'all thing. And stay tuned for all this content coming this month, man. We got a lot of listen, I can speak for the whole gamut of people, you know what I'm saying? From No Cooldown, from Growth, from my personal channels. Like, I know I'm due to be back, you know, cooking with some stuff this month. Next month's gonna be crazy as well. Got some special things planned for, you know, the award season, but you'll hear more about that down the line. A lot of stuff cooking, man. A lot of stuff coming, but make sure you guys keep tapped in with No Cooldown because we're gonna keep doing this damn thing to be the best podcast in the land. You heard it here first, man. But without further ado, that's been it was episode 44. Damn, I'm losing my damn mind. I'm losing my voice, but it is what it is. No Cooldown. We are out of there. And we're good.
Awesome.
All right. Solid.
Thank you guys for kicking it with me. What did you say?
Did not expect my goddamn parents to run up on me like that.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
They're feeling fun tonight. Yeah, I mean, again, it's their anniversary, so I'll give them the just due.
Thank you guys for kicking it with me. I might have to do some test streams because I feel like I'm dropping frames, but I'm not sure if like it's noticeable. I asked Panda to see if like anything was going on, but she said she didn't notice any frame drops or anything like that. So we're gonna have to test it out with like some gameplay or something and see what happens. But thank you guys for kicking it with me. We will be live. If we're not live next Tuesday, then we're not gonna be live till after the 15th. Which will be my birthday, and then we'll probably reset the schedule and go back to the Friday schedule. It's just been a really busy set of weeks, so it's been all over the place. But expect streams from me on the 14th. I think that'll be the next like big stream outside of No Cooldown that I'll do, and then expect me to be back on my regular schedule. Expect some videos. We're gonna be pumping out the content. I promise you that.
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir.
thank you guys.
Elden Ring.
Oh
Elden Ring.
yeah. And check out Tripp's Elden Ring streams because they have been really, really fun to watch.
I'm on people's necks, boy. 65 in the cut, boy. They don't even know. I didn't even beat any crazy bosses. I just want to let y'all know I didn't beat any bosses yet. I just straight farmed for like straight hours. I'm 65. I'm capping people in the head, bro. It's done. People are finished.
It's so funny. But all right, you guys. I'll catch you guys next time.